What up, YouTube? I'm making this video for OLD64GOAT to show him these 433 megahertz Keyfob modules that you can buy real cheap, to see if maybe it would be something that he could use for his project that he's contemplating, turning the figure he made, Uncle Dorkel, into wireless. And when I was watching his video, I couldn't help but think that maybe these modules would work out perfectly for him. And I've used them in the past, and I had some laying around, so I thought I would just make a demo video showing them what they could do. So here's one that I bought off of Amazon. I paid $10 for this one, but you can actually get these a lot cheaper than $10 off of eBay if you're willing to wait for the shipping. It's a mini relay wireless module, and it says it works off of 3.5 volts to 12 volts DC. It can drive up to 1 amp, but it recommends that you have less than 700 milliamps. The working frequency is 433.92 megahertz, and it draws 5 milliamps. So let's open it up and see what it all comes with. It comes with a Keyfob that uses a cooling cell battery, and it came with the cooling cell battery. And the Keyfob has 2 buttons on it, A and B. And it comes with this little receiver. As you can see, the receiver is pretty tiny. So let's go ahead and hook this up. Okay, before I actually hook it up, I thought, well, maybe I'll draw a schematic to show you how I'm hooking it up. So here's the module here. So let me draw the module. So here's the module with the little UHF antenna. And you have 4 wires coming out of the module. The first one on the left is normally open, and it's blue. The second one is labeled common, and it's yellow. The third one is your positive, which is red. And the fourth one is your negative, which is black. So it says that the positive and minus, according to the data sheet, says it can be 3.5 to 12 volts DC. And this right here is just the output of your relay. So on this board somewhere is a relay, which has a coil that is controlled by the electronics that are all in here that you don't have to worry about. And it has a single contact, which is normally open, which is tied to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook ground up to black, and I'm going to use a 5 volt DC source. And then in his case, he would have another relay. So in Uncle Dorkel, he has a relay that drives the movements. Or I think he said something that the mouth is run, since the mouth doesn't take that much current, the mouth is run straight from the push button on the remote. But because this has, they recommend a 700 milliampere load on it. It can run 1 amp, but they recommend 700 milliamps. He would have to add a relay to bring the current down off of this relay here, since this relay on the board is really small. But if you have 12 volts going into the common or going into normally open, it doesn't really matter since it's only a normally open. Your output can go to your relay, and you can have ground here, and this relay can trigger this relay, which would then move the head left or right, however you want to have it set up, or open and close the mouth. And I'm using 5 volts here, but in reality you can run the 12 volts to there as well. So let me go and hook this up and show you how it works. Okay, I have it all wired up. I have the black connected to ground and the red going to 5 volts. And then over here on the yellow and blue, I just have it connected to my multimeter, and I have my meter set on continuity. So no indicating light that it's on, but it is getting 5 volts. Now when you buy them as a package, they come paired automatically. So you know, you saw me take it out of the package, so they come paired automatically. So when I press A, it received the signal and it latched the relay closed. And then when I press B, it opened the relay. And as you can hear, hopefully the continuity picked up on the multimeter, is the relay is now closed. So no matter how many times you press A, it does nothing. Once it latches the relay's latch. When you press B, the relay unlatches. Now that's not going to work for you because you want to, you know, do it as you're talking. So you want to just toggle it like this. So the way it comes shipped is called latch mode, and that's what I was telling you in the comments. So you want to make sure you buy one that doesn't do latch mode, does momentarily mode. Now this module also does momentary mode. On the Amazon article, it said that it comes shipped in latch mode, and you got to change the shorting jumpers to change it to momentarily mode. The bad news about that is the shorting jumpers are all the way, let me zoom in. I don't know how good this camera does up close. There, it should be in focus. You see this resistor right here says 0, 0 on it. That's shorting it out, putting it into latch mode. This blank slot here, you had to move this resistor over, or you had to remove this resistor and just short out with solder these two to go into momentary. And as you can see, there's an L right here and an M right here. So latch, momentary. So let me go and move that over and show you how it reacts in momentary mode. Okay, let me see how good my soldering skills are. Now I know I'm probably going to block the camera as I'm doing this, but you know, what can I say? This is hard enough to work on. Okay, there, I lifted it up. Let me get a pair of small oh, and they're missing. Of course, that's what you do when you don't organize your parts or your tools. Well, I have found that I don't actually lose anything. I just can't find it when I need it, and I will find it when I don't need it. Just like if you notice, I was missing an alligator clip from my meter. Okay, and it's removed, just like that. Now, instead of trying to solder that back on, I'm just going to bridge the solder gap. So let me get some solder. And it shouldn't be that hard to bridge it. Nope, it's being a little pain. It does not want to bridge. So what I'm going to do instead is I have a whole bunch of small leads here. I'm just going to solder a lead across it and then cut it short with the flush cutters. Okay. And then take the flush cutters, pardon my reach. And then I don't think that other side's tacked down, so I'm going to just tack it down. Oh, there we go. That's all I needed. And as you can see, I removed the latch jumper and I put a glob of solder on the momentary jumper. Okay, so now we're all hooked up. Let's see so we can see the LED. Oh, it popped off. Now, when I press A, it closes the relay. And when I let go, it lets the relay go. And A and B does the same thing now in momentary mode. It just closes the relay. So when you're holding down, the relay's closed. When you let go, the relay's off. Now, as you can see, if you go too fast, it does have a little bit, but oh, it messed up there. Actually, no, it didn't mess up. It's just my connection. So that's momentary mode. So that's what I was telling you in the comments. When you're looking at these modules, there's a whole different variety of modules. They mainly come in latch mode, which is the first way I showed you, and momentary mode. And momentary mode is the mode that you would want to use for Uncle Dorkel. Now the problem with that is this module that I bought with this receiver, you got two buttons, but in momentary mode, the way it's designed, you can only control one function. So it would be kind of a pain because if you're doing head turn left, head turn right, eyes, mouth, you would have to have 4 remotes. And they actually make Keyfobs with 4 remotes. Okay, real quick, I wanted to add this into the video. And I'm filming my computer screen, which I hate doing, but I just wanted to upload this real fast. So on eBay here, I was browsing to see if there was anything that would fit your needs more. And I found something that I think would work perfectly for you. It's called New 12-volt Relay 4-channel 433 MHz wireless RF remote control switch transmitter plus receiver. As you can see, it comes with one key fob with 4 buttons on it, and it comes with one receiver with 4 relays on it. Now those relays look a little beefier, and I think it reads like 3 amps on the top of the relay, so it would definitely provide enough current for what you're doing. And when you scroll down on the video, on the posting, it talks about output working way. So it's translated into real bad English, but output working way is number 1 is jog non-latched. And it says press 1 button is working on, loosen your finger on the same button and stop off. 1 channel switch needed for 1 buttons on the remote control. That is momentary mode. On the video I made after I switched the jumper over, that's momentary mode. Sorry about that. That's my cell phone. And then it has 2 other modes, or 3 other modes, but those modes aren't gonna work for you because they're all latching. One of them latches where it latches and unlatches on the same button on the remote, and the other one latches and unlatches using 2 separate buttons. But the first one, jog non-latch, is the one you would want. Now the only thing is you would have to figure out how you modify the board, where's the jumper at, to make sure that you're in momentary mode. And there's no instructions to tell you where the jumper is at. So that's something, once you get the board, you would have to figure out. If you're willing, I have no problem getting the board. And as you can see, the relays claim that they're good for 20 amps. So that's probably China over-exaggerating, but definitely if they claim they're good for 20 amps, they're going to be good for whatever you're going to be needing them for. But what I was saying is, if you think this is something you're interested in, I have no problem buying it, having it shipped to me, and then I can check it and get it all set up so that the relays work in momentary mode, and then shipping it to you. I know you don't like handouts. I know that it's not the type of guy you are, and you make that very clear, but I really enjoy your videos, and if this is a little way that I could give back, just let me know, because I know that working with small stuff is not your specialty, and unfortunately the way the listing is, it doesn't go in depth of how you select the momentary or latching mode. And that would be probably, I think this board would work out perfect for you, and probably that would be the only hiccup in it. So just let me know. It's $8.54 and free shipping all the way from China. So I hope you enjoyed this video.